Good morning and welcome to First Unitarian Universalist Art Forum. We are really happy to have Penny Cerling here with us today. She was asked by Print Houston to research the John and Dominique de Menil's Print Club, and she's going to share some information about that. Before Penny begins, I just want you to know that we have about 30 minutes in which we do this art forum. We will end promptly at 10:45, and if it happens to go over, it's okay. But we'll move everybody into Channing Hall, which is right through these doors, should we need a little bit more time. And the Arts Forum is a monthly series that happens on the third Sundays, and we are fusing arts with social justice. Thank you all for being here with us this morning. Penny, hit it.
Oh, thank you. And this is working. Okay. So some years ago, some of my fellow printmakers asked me to find out more about the de Menil's Print Club. I'd heard about it, but I knew nothing. The Menil collection graciously allowed me into their archives, where I found boxes of letters, newspaper clippings, photographs, and flyers about the Print Club and related activities. Print Houston is a biennial celebration of prints, and it was decided that this summer's Print Houston would be a good time to finally give this talk about the Print Club. The talk was supposed to be at the Menil collection on Friday, July 12th, but that Friday, the Menil collection, like much of Houston, still didn't have power, and so that talk was postponed. Now, we knew that the talk at the Menil would have limited seating, and so it was asked whether or not I could give the talk somewhere else, and I thought about giving it here. But the problem was that the talks here include social justice, and I told my fellow art team members that I thought that the Menil Print Club was more about art and money activities. They really pay attention, so maybe there's lessons here. I came to realize that the Print Club was simply a part of a foundation of people and patrons that the Menils put together many years before they started the foundation of the actual building of the Menil collection. For an organization such as the Menil collection to exist successfully, there have to be many people with many interests and talents supporting it. So who were the Menils, and why were they interested in social justice? Dominique Schlumberger was born in 1908, the daughter of an old, important French Protestant family with Calvinistic austerity and generations of involvement in business and the French government, as well as social justice issues. Her grandmother was a leader speaking the language of engineers and scientists, and John de Menil met at a party in 1930 and talked all night long. Despite overwhelming religious differences, they supported politicians such as Barbara Jordan. They brought writers such as Maya Angelou to Texas Southern University, and they complained when the Houston Post and Houston Chronicle did not send reporters to Texas Southern to cover those events. The deluxe theater exhibition they put together in Fifth Ward is still talked about today. They made personal connections with young people. John thought that a flamboyant but promising student, a pharmacy student at Texas Southern University, whose ambition was to become a professor of pharmacy, that he would actually make a really good politician. So he took Mickey Leland under his wing. The ways in which they helped Houston in the civil rights movement deserve an entire lecture and book. And as the company and the profits grew, they continued collecting artwork and started thinking larger about how to form and maintain an important collection in Houston. They felt it was important to get more Houstonians involved in collecting art as well as joining them with social justice issues. They thought of 3 ways to get Houstonians involved in collecting, including the print club. One group was the Art Investments Limited. This group consisted of only 12 members who put together a total of $100,000. In today's dollars, that would be close to $1 million. And with that, they bought 8 pieces of artwork. And this is according to an article from the Business Week magazine in 1964. The members had 5%, 10%, and 15% ownership in 8 paintings and 1 metal sculpture. The 12 members invested a total of $100,000 in an experiment to combine their own cultural betterment with a chance at financial gain. And from the Menil archives is this further description. Each piece of art remains in a partner's home during a rotation of a dinner for which the members take a turn as being host. Use of the art library, invitations to exhibits and a copy of the catalog, invitations to special events, including receptions for famous artists, and membership in the print club. And before I talk about the print club, I want to share some letters from the Menils, because and the letters were written to ask people to join in the ventures, and they're wonderful, and they show what a team these 2 must have been. This one is from John. Hurrah for you. I never intended to browbeat you, but I am delighted with the results and pleased to welcome you as a member of the Art Associates. Mrs. Menil's secretary wrote letters for their approval. Here's a rough draft, which I'm sure didn't go out in quite this way. Dear Mrs. Whatchamacallit, a visitor to Houston said to me the other day, I heard that when Marcel Duchamp visited the St. Thomas Art Associates, pretty wives were sitting at his feet on the carpet. You people, moving in more concentrated circles, have access to deeper relationships. We in New York find the art community so stratified and spread out that human contact among us is rare. You get to enjoy the cream of things. We don't. I've pondered this complaint. It's one you don't hear in Houston. This compels me to tell you about one of Houston's dynamic enterprises in which I'm much involved. Perhaps you'd like to join us as a member of St. Thomas's Art Associates. Here's some information about us, small budgets. The print club cost $5 a year and only $1 for students, which was $50 and $10 in today's dollars. For that, a person could participate in the annual print sale where the prints were sold at cost and maps were included. Mrs. Menil chose the work through her Paris dealers, and the artworks were sold at cost. The print sale was held once a year. People took